I'd like to talk to you about context for the structures that we will be working on next so that you can see how they relate to what we've done so far in this course, and so that you can see how being able to analyze these structures will be helpful to us. I hope you remember that so far we have said that every sentence consists of a subject and a predicate. For example, dogs bark. Dogs, the noun phrase dogs is a very short subject, and the verb phrase bark is a pretty short predicate. Often they are longer. For example, if the subject noun phrase has some modifiers in it, we could have the dogs in the neighbor's yard. And if the predicate has some complements in it, we could have are barking at squirrels. Either way, every sentence is made up of a subject and a predicate, and there's nothing left over. Everything in the sentence goes either into the subject or the predicate. Now, it turns out there are some sentences that initially look different. They look like they don't fit what we just said here. Consider, have aliens landed? What is going on here? The sentence begins with the verb have, so this sentence does not begin with a noun phrase at all. So where's the subject? And what about save the whales? This sentence also begins with a verb, save, and it doesn't begin with a noun phrase. So where's the subject this time? Well, looking at examples like this, we might think maybe we have to throw out this notion that every sentence is made up of a subject and a predicate. But hold on, it turns out we're still okay. We can still keep the idea that sentences consist of subjects and predicates. What we need to do is consider that a sentence such as have aliens landed is a form of this other more basic structure, aliens have landed. Basically, there is a systematic relationship between interrogative structures such as have aliens landed and statements such as aliens have landed. And so we can analyze the two similarly. Basically, what we'll be working on is when you encounter something like have aliens landed, that initially looks like we cannot analyze it using the tools we have so far. First, we'll put it back into the more basic form. Aliens have landed. And now we can see, oh, look, this is, after all, what we would expect. The noun phrase aliens is in subject position, and the verb phrase have landed is functioning as the predicate. All is well and familiar. Similarly, with save the whales, we can see that this essentially has been formed from the basic form, you will save the whales, and now, look, there is a subject after all. You is the subject, and will save the whales is the predicate. And these sentences, aliens have landed and you will save the whales, we can analyze just fine using the analytical tools that we have so far. So this is what we will be working on. We will encounter some structures that initially look unfamiliar, but in the same way as we've done here, we put them back in the basic form, and that means that we'll be able to analyze them. So these structures that we'll be working on are good news. Basically, we will be able to use the tools that we have so far, for example, constituency tests, and using constituency tests to identify the subject and predicate in a sentence, and then going on to identify smaller structures inside the subject and inside the predicate. All of that we'll be able to do with a wider range of structures than before.